Alright guys, this is the sound we'll be making today. It's a very popular sound right now. Every song that has this kind of drop or break usually ends up in the top 100 of Beatport or SoundCloud, so it's a very popular sound. A lot of people are trying to figure out how to do it. People are really just going nuts for this, so I looked on YouTube myself and tried to find some good ones, and I found some okay ones and some really bad ones. And then I just gave up on it for a bit, and then I don't know. Today I just magically was making just kind of playing around with Sylenth, and I found the way to do it that I like. So let's jump into it. So I'm just gonna show you what I did. So make sure you open up a Sylenth and initiate the preset. And the only other thing you'll need is the wow filter. That's very crucial to the sound in this case. So if you don't have that, just stick around anyway, because the preset by itself is pretty neat. So what I did was I put poly up to 16, down an octave. I put this on triangle, not saw, triangle. It's very important that be on triangle. 2 voices, re-trigger on, and I didn't touch anything over here. And for amp, I brought the decay up all the way. Attack is right around where it always is at when you initiate the preset. Sustain all the way up. Release, well, there's a little tad of release, but it could be all the way down. And A2 is down an octave. I inverted the wave. The wave is a saw, and we have 2 voices here. And I didn't do anything else, but make sure retrig is on both of these. For our filter A, I put a low pass at 12 dB, and the cutoff is at 24. The reso is at 3.05, and our drive is at 2.95. And for our filter control, the cutoff is at 360. Our reso is at 429, and our key track is at 2.76, and warm drive is on. And for our mod envelope, I put pitch A and B. So you open this menu, select pitch A and B, and I selected this, and I brought this up to 1.62, this little knob right here. And attack is all the way up. The decay is about halfway at 4.71. Our sustain is all the way down. Release is at 0.1. And I also put a cutoff here on the same one, and that is at 1.71. So just a little bit there. And I did turn on this right here for a little bit of a glide, so legato is on it, and it's right around halfway, exactly at 5. So that's what I did here in A. And for part B, I copied the, see right here, you can click copy. I copied the amp envelope and I pasted it into B. And then for oscillator 1 in B, I inverted the wave. It's a triangle, and it's at 2 voices with re-trigger on. And I brought the volume down just a little. I brought the volume down to 1, to round 1. Let me see if I did anything with the volume. Okay. And for B2, I put this on saw with 2 voices and re-trigger on, and no invert here. And the detune is at 319. And let's see, and then okay. And so for filter B, I put the cutoff at 14, the reso at 2.95, and drive is all the way down. And same as A, it's on low pass at 12 dB. And so that is our first one. Now I added distortion. So dry wet, and the amount is at, the dry wet is at 100%, the amount is at 3.62, and I selected this one right here. Phaser is on, dry wet is at 43%. I don't think I touched anything. I think I brought the spread up all the way and the width at 100. I don't think I touched anything here. And our chorus is, I put a little bit of this on, so I brought our delay down to all the way down, and I brought the rate all the way down. I think I brought this up a bit, and our dry wet is at 16. For EQ, I just knocked off a little bit of bass, and the bass frequency is at 72. Our treble is at, I brought it up to 8.79 dB, and our treble frequency is at 616. And for delay, I pretty much always do the same thing. If I turn on delay, I leave the left, I put the left on 1/8 and the right on 1/8 D, and the dry wet is around 14%. And so that's pretty much how we get this sound. Oops, hold on, give me a sec. This is what you should have right now, very dry. Now I know some people might want to use the reverb inside of Sylenth. You could totally do that, that's fine. It would sound fine at 38%, pre-delay all the way down. But I decided to use an outside reverb. Not a fancy reverb, just, you know, something a little better than Sylenth's reverb. Not saying that it's bad, it's just I wanted to use something else. And then with all my processing, sounds much better. So for EQ, I just cut off all the low frequencies, you know, just to not have a low frequency buildup in my mix, you know, not muddy it up. It's kind of muddy in my opinion right now, so I need to clean it some more even. Compression, I just a little bit of compression right here. So if you want to copy these settings down, notice this, and these right here. And the wow filter finally. So this is my preset that I saved and made in wow. And if you want to save this preset too for some tutorials in the future, because I do use this wow preset a little bit here and there. So this is on band reject. The overdrive is at right around here, a little more than 70. Cutoff is right about the second bar from the end. Reso is 1 bar under 70, so right here. These aren't doing anything in the envelope follow and LFO and step. Those are all doing nothing, so you can reset those if you want. Mix is at 100%, master is at 100%. And this makes such a big difference, so listen without it. Still pretty nice. I mean, if you don't have the wow filter, you can still saturate this and distort it, and you can get this kind of sound. But I really love the wow filter because it just adds so much. Well, listen. And that's great. I mean, and also if you want to get creative with the vowel mode, which is pretty much, you know, selecting like kind of like vowel sounds and mixing them in and blah blah blah, whatever, you could do that. And for reverb, I pretty much turned on the low cut and the high cut, kind of put it right around the middle. So notice this pre-delay is where it's always at when you open up a reverb. Size is at 500. Stereo's up all the way as well. I turned off chorus and spin. Decay time is at 1.68, and our dry wet is at 42%. So altogether, it's pretty big. It's humongous, but I always like to layer. So what I did was I copied this. Actually, I copied this one down here, but this became my lead in the end. So this is the same preset up here, except I just don't have a wow in that chain. And I think I didn't have phaser and chorus, and I have a little bit of reverb, and I turned on the reverb here. So on this top one, it's the same preset, except the reverb is on, and it's at 34%. The chorus and phaser are off, and I'm not using the WoW or Ableton's reverb here, so it's just kind of a layer. And I did one more thing, which is I made a sort of bus return in which I sent this group. So I grouped these two together, and then I sent it all the way up. I put it all the way up, and I received it here. And what this is for is to really just have another signal that is that's just completely wet and saturated in the WoW filter and sausage wrapper. So what I did here was I just went to the chorus preset here, and what this is a comb filter, and overdrive is right around there, 3/4 of the way, I guess. Cutoff is just I think it's all the way down. Okay, it's a little bit up. Reso is pointing right at 70. Mix is at 100%. Master is at 100%. These are all not doing anything. And sausage fattener, everyone's favorite. Pretty much the fanciest saturating limiter kind of thing. And I brought the color up to 49%. Fatness is at 5%. And the gain is right where it was. So... And you don't want to have this too loud. It's just really supposed to be like another sub-texty layer for texture. So, I mean, I have this pretty low at like -26 dB. So that when it mixes in with this one, it's really for subtlety, but I mean, it makes the difference to me. So that's pretty much what I did here. This is, if you really like what you saw today, please like and subscribe for more. I have a lot more videos coming up on this genre and this type of music. I always try to keep my ear close to the ground for what's popular, and I try to, you know, I always like what's banging right now on Beatport or SoundCloud. I mean, it's tight, so if you're like one of those people that like what's popping right now, give me a like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.